right, let me call this meeting of the Education Committee, the first meeting, to order. And thank you, audience. For an administrative meeting today, we're very pleased to see such a distinguished audience group out there. As looking around the room, I have where I feel like all of you are friends of mine, people I know that we deal with and are passionate about education in this state. So thank you for your attendance today. Members, thank you for your attendance and your minds and being a part of this committee, which I'm very passionate about. My name is Chris Irwin. I'm the chairman of education for the state of, for K-12 here in this state. Let me start, if I can. I want to begin that this committee, I'm looking very forward to the opportunity to build on what Chairman Dubnik had been doing the last couple of years. I want to commend Chairman Dubnik on his efforts, his hard work, his mind, diligence. I got to see it as vice chair last couple of years, and Chairman Dubnik, thank you for not only the training, but then the effort that you put in that many behind the scenes have not got to witness in the fashion that I did. But we appreciate that. Y'all help me to recognize Chairman Dubnik too, please. One thing talking about us here in this committee, I'd like to say to you is I want us to keep ourselves focused on students first for this entire state. What can we do to better the opportunities for the students in the state of Georgia? We were asked at a couple of meetings that we've had, what are some goals or priorities? I'll state right off the bat that safety has to come up first. We as a group need to pay attention. It'd be very difficult for any parent to feel good about dropping their child off if they didn't know that the state of Georgia is paying attention to the safety of that child as they're coming into the care of the school. So safety will rise to the top for us. Literacy is another item that I hope that this committee spends a lot of time looking at, and the state of Georgia spends a lot of time looking at. And then good policy. I'm going to state that there are a lot of ideas out there, and but our goal and direction and also our charge has to be for good policy, what's best for students first. So just to give a little overview, I'm honored to sit in this seat and honored to sit in this seat after the work that's been done the last couple of years here, and plan to carry that on. My background in education, I had spent 30 years plus as an educator in the state of Georgia, from the classroom all the way up from assistant principal to a superintendent, and it is clearly my passion and will continue my passion in this state of Georgia. I want to read a quote to you that I read many years ago from Thomas Jefferson, one of the authors of our Constitution, and he states, "If the children are untaught, their ignorance and vices will in future life cost us much dearer in their consequences than it would have done in their correction by a good education." I carried that all the way home to my own children and how important it was for my own children and the children that were under my care. I will continue to listen to that advice there from Thomas Jefferson back many years ago. So with that, I also discovered in my career that it was very important for teamwork. Members on the committee, we have to work as a team. We also have to work with the other side, which is the Senate and the governor's office. I plan on us doing that. I think we can develop more and do better things for this state if we stay as a team in this committee and trying to carry the ball as far forward for the children as we can. So that's a little bit of an introduction to myself. I'm going to go down the line right here, if I can, and ask the members to do the exact same thing. I will tell you, we've posted the agenda. Y'all have seen that. We will adopt some rules for the committee, and then we've got the assignment of the subcommittees. I will explain that when we get to those, and then that'll end our meeting. So part of what I'm telling you, members, that you know, what's standing between you and heading home this afternoon is your introductions as we go, because the other group I expect to go quite fast. So we're going to move down then, if I can, to Vice Chair number 21.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you so much for your leadership. My name is Scott Hilton. I serve Peachtree Corners, Johns Creek, Alpharetta, and Roswell as part of District 48. Excited to be here on this committee. Previously served on education under the leadership of Brooks Coleman as chair and David Cassis as vice chair. I am not a teacher by trade, but I am one at home. We have 3 young children, all school-aged, and each one is totally different, and we love them from sophomore on down to 5th grader. One of the emphasis for me this year, I'd like to see us focus on literacy, making sure Georgia students are on track to read by the 3rd grade. I'd like to see us support every student who's absolutely unique and different in their own way with whatever educational options they need. And then finally, our teachers. They are absolutely loaded with so many responsibilities and duties, and we've got to find more ways to cut red tape and support them and give them the resources they need. So excited to serve under your leadership, and look forward to hearing from all of you.
Let's recognize each one as they're in here for their efforts and service. Thank you. You know, I'm glad I did this, because I made a mistake, so I got the one out of the way that I'll make right here. But I wanted us to begin with a prayer. And Chairman Chokas, I've asked you, I'm going to open your mic up, Chairman Chokas. Do you mind beginning us with a prayer?
Mr. Chairman, I'm honored. Let us pray. Thank you, O Lord, for being our guiding light. You have helped us get through the challenges of the last few years and the challenges that we are going to face in the future. We appreciate you also watching over us as we deliberate on what we think is best to educate our youth, the precious youth that you have blessed us with, for us to nurture and grow and to succeed. That is our goal. And we look for your leadership, for your advice, your comfort in us accomplishing that feat. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Now, Chairman Chokas, would you introduce yourself as we go?
Thank you. I'm Mike Chokas. I'm from Americus, Georgia, District 151 now, represent 8 counties. So I've got 8 school systems, 3 private schools, 2 universities, and 2 technical colleges in my district. My wife is the dean of the College of Business at Georgia Southwestern State University. We have 3 adult children that we are continuing to educate. All 3 have graduated and moved forward, but sometimes we have to educate them further as parents and with responsibility. I have 2 grandchildren, 2 lovely granddaughters that the Lord has blessed me with. I've been on higher education since I was first elected in 2005, and been on K-12 for about 4 years now. I served on the state school board for 2 years, and I believe in education doesn't stop. It's a lifelong learning experience. I know I learn every day. That's what my wife tells me. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the mic over, but thank you all for being here. I'm looking forward to working with Chairman Irwin and everyone here on this committee to help our youth and help them be successful. Thank you.
Chairman Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Todd Jones. I represent the citizens of the District of 25. That is South Forsyth County and North Fulton, primarily Alpharetta. My 4 children all graduated from the Forsyth County public school system. And the ethos that I will leave with you is the same one I've done every time that we've been asked to do this, Mr. Chairman. My public school mentor told me to remember one thing: put put the child at the center of every decision that you make, and you most likely make the right decision. So that's what you can expect from me.
Good.
So thank you.
Thank you. Number 24, Secretary Daniel.
Hey, y'all. My name is Lauren Daniel. I am newly elected, so I'm very excited to be on this committee. I represent areas in Henry County and Spalding County as well. If you're familiar with Henry at all, you know it is growing, so we have lots of schools and lots of kids to take care of. But I have 3 of my own children at home. They're fairly young. I mean, they age from 10 to 5, so you know, one of the big reasons I ran for public office was our education system, and so I'm excited to be here, and I hope that I can offer good things.
25, Representative Maynor.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Representative Misha Maynor. I represent District 56, which is in the heart of Atlanta. So the school district is Atlanta Public Schools. I have 2 children of my own. One is a senior that will be going off to college this year, so really excited about that. And the other one is in a charter school in Atlanta. And just a fun fact, I have the most charter schools in my district than any other district in the state of Georgia. And education is near and dear to my heart, and I'm looking forward to a fabulous session. Thank you.
Number 26, Ms.
Yes.
Evans.
Thank you so much.
Representative.
Thank you so much, Chairman. I'm Becky Evans, and I represent DeKalb County, Atlanta, and Decatur. So I have 3 school systems in my district, and I also several different public schools, also several private schools, and the first charter school in the state, Drew Charter. And Georgia State at Panthersville campus. I'm right outside the Emory campus and Agnes Scott campus as well. So I was a public school volunteer for 18 years. I have 3 adult children that graduated from Druid Hills High School, and so public education, and I'm a public school graduate as well. So it's my honor and privilege to serve on this committee, and I look forward to working with everyone.
Thank you. Number 27.
All right, let me first start by introducing my name, because I think that's the most challenging part for most of you, but it'll become easy eventually. Segun Adeyina. Segun like Shogun, take the O out, put an E in. Adeyina. I represent House District 110, which is Gwinnett, Grayson, and Loganville. I've got 3 wonderful children, one who moved away to California studying acting over there, and twins in 11th grade, all products of Grayson High School. One thing that's important to me, and I'm excited about being on this committee, is making sure that we have world-class skilled kids when they graduate from high school, where they can use those skills to do anything they want to achieve their passion. And we have to do this by collaborating, working together, and sharing ideas. I have taught also, along as an IT professional, taught in community college and higher education, both graduate and undergraduate courses. So I see the kids when they come out from high school, if they do choose a college option. And if they don't, there are a lot of other options, and we have to work hard to make sure that they have those options. Thank you.
Number 28.
Thank you, Chairman. David Clark, I represent House District 100, which is the north part of Gwinnett, a little bit of Hall County, Forsyth. Me and my wife, we have a 4.5-year-old daughter and a 7-month-old son. So more than ever, education. I see it matters because they're going to be coming up through the school system. So making sure that they're safe, you know, that they're coming home at the end of the day, and then also making sure that they get a great education. So I'm passionate to be on this committee, Chairman.
Thank you. Needing no introduction, but please do it, Chairman Dubnik.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Matt Dubnik. I represent Gainesville, Oakwood, and other parts of Hall County. I currently chair the K-12 Appropriations Committee. Very proud dad to a 13-year-old son and a 10-year-old son. I wish they'd slow down on the sports. It's getting a little bit busy with 2 at a time. But, Mr. Chairman, if I may, for a point of personal privilege, when I came into this role, and some of you will laugh at this and some of you will get the humor in this, when I was asked to be chairman of the Education Committee, I got an equal number of congratulation phone calls as I did condolence phone calls. But the first question I asked of the speaker, Speaker Ralston at the time, was, who's going to be the vice chairman? And he said, Chris Irwin. And I said, then I'll take the job. If you don't know Chris Irwin, you're missing out. And you need to get to know him. I'm very fortunate that Chris is in a neighboring district, but he works in my district, so it made our meetings a lot easier. No one has taught me more about K-12 education over the last 2 years than Chris. No one cares about K-12 education more than he does, but no one has sat and been able to put it in layman, as Chairman McCall would say, in non-lawyer-ese. No one has been able to explain K-12 education to me like Chairman Irwin, and I just want to personally say thank you for what you've taught me, and I could not be more excited that you were the choice to chair this committee, and I would have protested like mad if you hadn't have been. But spend time with him. I know he has an open door policy just like I did, and I'm, for you members of the committee, very, very excited that you get to serve alongside him on this committee. So, Mr. Chairman, thank you for what you've done for me the last 2 years. I greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Honored, Chairman Dubnik, thank you very much for that. Let me state this too. Chairman Dubnik is overseeing the largest part of the state budget, which is K-12 education by far. And great mind, great passion there. He also followed a person that fully funded QBE, by the way, as in Chairman Jones sitting right here, setting up an absolute great trail for us to continue to follow. But I'm very pleased that these two gentlemen have been looking over that. I believe, Chairman Jones, it's about $13 billion, was it not? Chairman Dubnik, that's more than we can win in the Powerball lottery right now. So treat it well, and thank you very much for that. Let me do an introduction right next to me, and then we'll begin down this way if we can here. Courtney George, as many of you know, is just absolutely brilliant with the policy and working with Chairman Dubnik and myself in the past, and we are blessed, I will tell you, to have Courtney George with her mind, her years of experience here, and her abilities. Now, I will tell you, I rely heavily on her for a lot of things. Number one is how to run this machine in front of me and to make sure I do it correctly. That occurred last year a few times. I profess to have pretty good technology skills, but don't believe me if I do in front of you. So, but Courtney, thank you for being here and what you do for us. I think I need to have Michael hold his hand up in the back. Michael Walker, as many of us know, is Legislative Counsel. We have spent many hours together and looking at bills and dealing with bills. And Michael, I appreciate your relationship with this committee and what you do for this committee and the brain power that you bring. So thank you. You'll help me recognize our Legislative Counsel committee members. You'll be able to spend quite a bit of time with him, and I recommend it, as he has the knowledge to do everything the way we need it and also make it better. Brooke Nelson. Now, I am a full-blooded Georgia Bulldog, I will tell you that. Graduate and love every minute of it, season ticket holder. But you are at a absolute awesome school too, Georgia Tech, and is interning with Courtney and us here and has already contributed. Help me recognize Brooke Nelson. There's a couple of Yellow Jackets. Well, there's a Florida guy here too, so I guess we got it covered around here. So let me begin if I can then. What's your number there? 18. We're going to go to 18.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. That's kind of hard act to follow. Anyway, I'm Rick Townsend. I'm a freshman, of course, District 179, Glenn County. I serve St. Simons, Blythe Island, and Brunswick, Georgia. we love you if you come visit us down the coast. I have a wife and 3 daughters, longtime educator, been pretty much all the ranks. Chairman Irwin, anywhere from a teacher to coach to principal to what they know me at down the coast as a college and career academy, Golden Isles College Career Academy CEO, did that for 10 years, then retired as superintendent. And I just really respect all the teachers, what they do in the classroom, but I also respect the support staff that a lot of times we forget about, whether it's the parapros, the bus drivers, the cafeteria workers. And we're all in this together, and I'm looking forward to working with everybody on this committee. I went through some of the bios in the committee, and Chairman Irwin, I'm truly blessed to be on here, and I'm looking forward to serving.
Great. Thank you. 17.
Hi, I'm Bethany Ballard, and I'm House District 147, which is Warner Robins and Centerville in Houston County. I've been a teacher, I've been a substitute teacher, and I've been a parent volunteer. Both my boys are in Houston County schools. One's a senior this year, and one is in 7th grade at Fagan Mill Middle School. My focus is to make sure our teachers are supported. They have such hard jobs and are expected to do so much in our school systems, and I think we really need to support them and make sure they have what they need, but more importantly, or just as importantly, we need to make sure to focus on our students and make sure that they have what they need to be successful after they graduate, no matter what path they want to choose, whether it's work or the military or going to a college. And I look forward, Mr. Chairman, to serving on this committee, and I'm so glad to be on here.
Thank you. 16.
Yeah, Brent Cox from Northeast Forsyth County, City of Cumming, over a small portion of Lake Lanier into Hall County. Have been a math teacher, analytic geometry at Lambert, as well as high school football coach in several schools up in Dawson County as well. I would like to thank you, Mr. Chairman, for number one, for giving up your district number so that he was District 28, so now he's former District 28, and now I'm representing District 28, so we have that in common.
Yep.
But I'm really excited to be able to effectively impact these kids' lives. Students first, kids first is a priority to me as well. Just making sure that all students aren't the same, and it's really important that we give these kids a moment of hope, and that we don't put them in a box to where they've got to mold exactly to this path. My own students, one graduated from Lambert High School. My other two were a product of public school as well as private school, and we did a hybrid homeschool. So I've been a part of all 3 type of programs, and they were all successful in the outcome, but it was important to us that we did what was best for our children, our own children. I have a grandchild while we've been here. She's 4. She started her first day of school, pre-K over in Hall County at Free Chapel. And I missed that, but I got the photos, but super excited to see how I call her Squirt. So she's a little 4-year-old. She's great. But anyway, thank you for letting me be a part.
Thank you, Representative. Number 15, Representative Wilkinson.
14. I don't think
Oh, 14. Let me go to 14. There we go.
Oh, no mic. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is David Wilkerson. I represent western part of Cobb County, Powder Springs, Austell. This is my 13th year in the legislature, but my first year on the committee, so I'm very excited. I've worked with a lot of you in the audience over the years, and I'm just glad to be on the committee. I look forward to working with you all. CPA by trade, 2 children that went through the public school system in Cobb County. They are now at Georgia Tech, and one at Georgia Southern. So I've got both children are doing great. They came through the public school system. One did some dual enrollment. They did online, the Cyber Academy. So like I said, just happy to be here and look forward to work with you.
Great. Thank you, Representative. Number 13, Representative Howard.
Good afternoon. My name is Carlton Howard. I represent the 129th District in the House in Augusta, Georgia. And once again, Mr. Chairman, I'm happy, proud, excited to be on this committee. I asked for the committee, and I've had questions asked of me how did I know the speaker so well to get what I asked for? So and I didn't know the speaker, but we're thankful to be on the committee. I look forward to the challenges that our school systems are facing, and hopefully I can play a role in working with the committee, with everybody else on the committee, to impact children, youth, and our teachers in those things that affect our schools so well. I'm a graduate of the historical Lucy Craft Laney High School in Augusta, Georgia. My children graduated from public school. I now have several grandchildren that are in the public schools as well. One graduated from the historical magnet school called Davidson Fine Arts School. And it's just an educational system that I look forward to working with. And of course, I'm a little passionate about it, and I look forward to maybe doing something to help.
Thank you, Representative Howard. Thank you for your willingness, and thank you for choosing this committee too, by the way.
Yes, sir.
And let's go to Representative Paris. What is your number down there? Number 1. That's a good number.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm Miriam Paris. I represent House District 142, which is the Great Macon Bibb. We have been named one of the top 52 places to visit by the New York Times. Hold your applause.
Wow.
I'm a mother of 8, and my 4 sons and 4 daughters all attended public school. I'm a product of public school also, so I know the power and the impact of what public school can do for a child. Most of my kids are doing pretty well. I've got an engineer, I've got educators, I've got, you name it, I probably got one that's doing some of that. Chairman, I read your bio, and I was really happy when I saw that you had been a former superintendent. I know that that means you know the problems that our schools are facing, not just those on the perimeter, but those in the inner city, and that is very important to me. I think that we're on a course where we're, still assigning children to school according to the last digit of their zip code, which is problematic to me. I think that we should prepare our children to be viable competitors on a global scale. I've had a nephew that graduated valedictorian public school in Bibb, and when he got to Georgia Tech, he was unable to keep up. And that was because of I don't know what all it was, but it was some fault there in his education with public schools. So I think that that's something that we need to really address, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you. It's like you said, this is going to be a team effort, and that's going to mean working across the aisle. I thank you. Thank you for this moment.
Thank you, Representative Paris. Representative Carter's at 3. Yes, sir. Gotcha.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Doreen Carter, and I represent the new House District 93. My new district covers parts of DeKalb, Rockdale, and Newton County. So now I have 3 school districts, 3 superintendents. And so we're going to do what we can to support all 3. I have been on the education committee. I think this is my 6th year. I knew the first year not to ask for it because I really wanted it. So I waited. And I've been on here. And I think I've been a great advocate for our students. I am absolutely a public school advocate, but more than that, I am committed to community schools. And I say that because the stronger the schools are in our community, the stronger our communities are. And so I would hope as we are dialoguing and looking at policy and preparing for legislation that we would do all that we can to strengthen the schools in the communities where the students are, because their education should not be dictated by their zip code, but they should not be limited to their education because of their zip code. As a mom of 3, a parent, we're all going to do what we have to do for our kids. So we had a combo of things that my sons did to make sure that they had what they need. We had one son that we didn't realize was dyslexic till he was like almost in middle school. And at the time, we couldn't even use the word dyslexia. So a few years ago, when we passed that legislation that the word dyslexia was finally codified in the law in Georgia when it came to education. And my son by then was in college, and I told him, and he was teary-eyed because he knew how hard he had struggled, not because he wasn't smart, he just processed different. And I think when we focus on the kid in the seat, in the schools where they are, I think we could provide the absolute best education for them. So thank you, Chairman, for allowing me to stay. And I want to do all that we can to ensure that we have the best education possibly for our children here in Georgia.
Gotcha. Thank you, Representative. I believe, keep me straight, we got everybody introduced. I didn't miss anybody, did I? Yep. Good. Thank you. Thank you for members for your knowledge, for your skills and your passion. And it's evident when I see it, all three of those, that we have that here. And I feel we're beginning off on a good teamwork effort here. Let's continue that throughout this 40-day session, and we'll do some very good things for our students in this state. Moving on to the items on the agenda. Rules of the committee. Members, you have it in your packet there. If you will take a look at it there for us. This is a standard procedure that we need to do at the beginning here, and these are our House Education Committee rules. You have them before you. What I'd like to do is entertain a motion. Okay, so moved by Chokus, and a second. Second by Clark. Who seconded? Adina. Second, Adina. Got it. All right, having a motion and a second to adopt the House Education Committee rules as our rules to function by. Do I hear any discussion? I see two. Number 26.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On item number 10, I would like to ask you, in this reading of this rule, can committee members offer amendments to a bill during committee, the way this rule is stated?
No. Oh, it is yes.
A substitute is different.
A substitute is different?
Yeah, amending it in the committee is fine.
Okay. The answer is yes.
So we can do amending in the committee is fine, the way this language reads.
Correct.
Okay, thank you so much.
Representative Carter, 3.
Honestly, it was a similar question because the 2 hours is there. So is this 2 hours only subject to the sponsor? If the sponsor needs to amend their bill, that they need to do it 2 hours before. But in the committee, when we were discussing it, we still have the opportunity to make amendments.
That's correct.
Okay, and then if the sponsor does not make their amendments within those 2 hours, then we won't have to worry about not having copies of the bills?
Correct.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Seeing no further questions, let's vote on this if we can. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Okay, those rules carry for us to govern us in our actions there. Let's go to number 3, which is assignment of committees. That is in your packet too. We have decided, and I'll just explain it quickly, to have 2 subcommittees. One we are titling curriculum, the other one we're titling policy. And you see which one you're assigned to there and who is your chair and vice chair. If you would, for me, be sure to communicate that. We have a tendency sometimes is to overlook subcommittees and not show up. Please be in attendance. I believe we heard the speaker talking about this is a work day for the state of Georgia. Please come to your committee meetings today, and if you have them tomorrow, same thing. I will tell you the exact same thing here. I know we have conflicts with other committees, but try to attend these. This is where a lot of the debate and information will come through these subcommittees. So are important to me and then being reported back to me. So take a look. We will not vote on these. These are assigned by me to you. So there they are, and we're ready to start working in subcommittee. Seeing Miss, I'll entertain a question. Ms. Carter, go ahead.
Okay, I started thinking about former Chairman Brooks when I pushed my button. Anyway, okay, so one of the things that last year we would have hearings in subcommittees, but then when we came to the full committee, that we were not able to hear testimonial, which really became a challenge when individuals really needed to have something to say, or if there was more information. So are we following that same process this year, or will people be able to we'll still have full hearings once we come to the full committee with various pieces?
No, we will not have full hearings. It will take place in subcommittees. However, what I recommend to you is that if you see something in another subcommittee you're not on, go be present in that subcommittee, hear the testimony, bring that back with you to the full committee here. Now, I'm going to stand as chairman, and as you read with rules, we have, as chairman, I have the right to change as we move and go. But that is our standing policy right now, is that we're going to work it up through subcommittee to us, and they would not have the opportunity. Thank you for that. There we go, Vice Chair. Number 21.
Mr. Chairman, just to highlight real quick, we discussed number 10, number 11, the author of bill must request a hearing from the chairman or subcommittee. I just wanted to highlight that to the committee, that if you are the author of a piece of legislation, we are encouraging you to visit with the chair and formally request a hearing. That'll help us be aware of what's out there and give you time to ask for the bill to be heard.
Good point, Mr. Vice Chair. I will state communication is vital to our function, and that's not only you to me, but me to you. And we'll work to be as transparent as possible. We'll also be guarded. If we don't know the answer, we'll go look for it, but then we'll get it to you. And so thank you very much for that clarification. With that, we stand adjourned. Thank you.